Hello YouTube, the Kingpin of Cinema,
QB999,
and we're here to bring you the latest movie review of,
Marvel's next...
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about Harry Potter.
No, fuck that. This is better.
Okay, we'll talk about Marvel's, the first Avenger, Captain America. And, it's amazing.
Marvel, of course, has been building up with all of its major superheroes up to the next major movie release of The Avengers. Captain America is the last solo movie that needs to be done in order to complete the cycle.
Complete the cast of characters. Though they might need to spend a tad bit of time introducing Hawkeye and... Well, they've introduced Black Widow and Iron Man too.
Yeah.
So Hawkeye's probably the only one they need to do anything
But
with.
he's more of a side character, so he doesn't get his own movie.
Yeah, he never had his own solo deal. I mean, maybe technically Thunderbolts, but I don't count that.
So, first off, people were worried a lot about the whole continuity of him playing... The same guy who does Captain America also played the Human Torch. We gotta say, this is probably his better of the two roles.
Easily. He's fucking annoying in the Fantastic Four movies, and you wanted to stab him with a very sharp object.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. But he does a really great job here in Captain America, and it does kind of show his range as an actor, from going from playing the Human Torch to...
Human Torch, you know, was kind of a one-note piano. This guy is This guy's a full range of a electric keyboard with drum simulation and rhythms. So
he's more of a well-rounded actor in this movie, and boy, it's a really good movie. I would go as far as to say this is my favorite summer blockbuster film.
So far, you know, summer's not over yet, but although...
I don't hold too much hope for Cowboys and Aliens, though I am going to see it,
you know,
and it might be really good.
And Smurfs are coming out, too.
Oh, and it has Gargamel. I'd only see that movie for Gargamel. But we're not here to talk about that. Or The Rise of the Apes, because that's coming out, too.
Or Spider-Man.
That's next year, and I fucking hate that movie. Oh, okay, side note. This movie has the preview for Spider-Man, the new Sony one, without Sam Raimi, and it looks like ass.
It's the same fucking movie. Alright, I think we'll get too sidetracked if we continue on that.
Yeah. So anyhow, Captain America starts out, you know, in good old World War II, and basically, you have the story of Steve Rogers, and he's a scrawny, tiny little guy, and he wants to join the army to fight the evil Axis powers.
Just to do... Because he hates bullies. That's mostly what... A big gripe about this movie I've heard is the fact that he's just so goody-goody. But that's the person he is!
That's the character!
He's fucking Captain America!
This is who the character is. You're gonna complain about that?
I mean,
Come on!
Yeah, you have Tony Stark with his alcoholism, you have Hulk with his rage issues, but
Captain America
is supposed to be the pinnacle of America. Honesty, morality, truth, justice, all that good stuff.
It's like Captain America, and it's like Superman is kind of like a Boy Scout. Captain America is supposed to be that kind of person. So people bitching about that are stupid. They want grim and gritty and violent murderer man. I want heroic hero who stands for truth and justice in the American way and punches Nazis right in the fucking face. And you get all of that in this movie.
Alright, first off, we want to talk about the effects, because that was one of the best parts about this movie.
Yes.
This shows practical effects. Most of the time, much better than CG. Having
actual props and filming in actual locations really
goes a long way.
Goes a long way. I mean, even the CG effects are really good too. Like when they show scenes of like old New York in the 40s.
Because they're very subtle, is what it is. It's subtle and not thrown in your face.
There's a couple of moments where I thought the CG looked a little not finished, where you could really notice it was like a blue screen.
Yeah.
Like the moment where he jumps on the giant tank and throws the bombs in there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's so brief that it's like not even worth complaining about. I mean, it looks cool too.
But the practical effects, I mean, you have his overall suit and costume looks really good.
Which looks amazing.
They even have,
Green Lantern.
They even kind of throw in the spoof of, like, the old-fashioned costume of just the blue suit. The old-fashioned helmet.
Yeah, like the old corny suit from like the Golden Age, and he even had like the Golden Age shield at first, and then like he morphed into like more of a modern day look of the character.
More grittier, just more grittier.
Yeah, his costume looks really great. Hugo Weaving's Red Skull mask is
really good.
Freaking impressive. If that doesn't get nominated for makeup effects, there's something wrong in the world. But I think it will.
It looks realistic. There's no CG at all. It's all practical effects.
Yeah.
Overall, very impressive.
Yeah, all costumes, like that spy submarine, that was like an actual prop that they had, and that looked really cool. I mean, it's just so much fun to watch, like, to look at all these, like, props and costumes, because, like, everything just felt vintage, and like, from there, it all felt like it was from a comic book, and
it's just stuff you don't see in movies as much anymore, and it's sad.
Yeah. The acting is really good. Hugo Weaving as the Red Skull
does a very good job.
He's very menacing, and he's
actually like a comic book villain.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this movie, because it's so much like a comic book. Because like there's a moment where they're attacked the Hydra base, and he's like, "Ugh, Captain America, I will have my revenge!" Like, yes, comic book schlock! I love it! And he's like, ooh, he's gonna escape in his jet plane. And it's like, yes, more comic book schlock. We need more of this stuff in movies.
Actually referencing the source material, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and of course Stan Lee has his cameo in it, which is really fun.
They always find, like, little ways of putting Stan Lee into this. This one was... They actually have a scene, I think, specifically for this.
Yeah, they had a whole scene set up just to have Stan Lee's cameo. Which I don't think he had too much to do with Captain America at all. That was more of a Jack Kirby thing, but whatever. He can do what he wants.
It's still Stan fucking Lee. He deserves it.
So yeah, anyhow, the story is...
As you would think from watching
the previews
of the ending of Thor, it all revolves around the Cosmic Cube.
Yeah, the Red Skull basically gets the Cosmic Cube, and him and his partner Amin Zula, though he's not in the big robot suit, if you know who the character is, but he still works.
Yeah.
Basically build laser guns.
Using the Cosmic Cube's power.
And then they're building nuclear bombs to take over the world. And they're like, we do not need Hitler's shadow anymore. Hydra will rule the world. El Hydra! And it's like, yes, this is great.
It's just what you would expect out of this.
Yeah.
It's what you'd hope it would be.
It's definitely what I hoped it'd be.
So hitting your expectation in this movie far exceeds what you would hope from it. It's a comic book-based movie that
excels in every way possible.
Goes with the source material, got the characters right, the story is good, the action is good. You actually got Captain America throwing his shield around, catching it back, bouncing it off of walls, hitting people, just knocking them out. What you would expect from a super soldier. Mm-hmm. And then the Red Skull actually gives him a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, you see, just the first scene with them meeting, you see him punch the
old shield and dents it.
And you see him like going, whoa, what the hell?
This guy knows how to throw down. This is one I don't want to give too much away. I mean, in terms of like spoilers.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody kind of knew the Cosmic Cube was in it. I mean, that was a giveaway at Comic-Con last year. But so I'm not gonna like give it too much else in the story, like of how it ends or anything. But suffice it to say, I like everything that happens.
I will say this much. I do like how it transitions from how he starts out in the army, how he then becomes Captain America, and kind of what they do with him after that, and then he actually becomes the hero that he is.
Yeah, the development he goes through is really good, because it shows how he becomes Captain America, and how he becomes a hero and an icon in his era. So, I mean, that was all really, really cool. Usually, with origin movies, it gets bogged down and you get bored with it. But I never found myself bored. I was always, wanting more.
Because it kind of gets the origin story out of the way. It gets it through. It shows you the character, shows you what he's like. And just scene after scene is developing. Every scene is not wasted.
Yeah, nothing is wasted in this movie. There's no time where, like, I felt like, oh, this is filler. But no, everything is connects. Everything rolls.
Every scene came fluidly one after another, showed what needed to be shown, and nothing more.
And nothing was wasted.
Every character was developed perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
From Captain America to, I forget the girl's name.
This is the love interest.
To his friend Bucky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't see some of those characters a whole lot, but you still get kind of an idea of how they are.
Yeah. Anyhow, go see it. Check it out. I think that it's a shame. I don't think this is going to make a shit zillion dollars.
The reviews on it haven't been as good as I think they should be.
It's got about a B rating overall. We're about a C if you go by Rotten Tomatoes. And I don't think it's fair. I honestly don't know what they're seeing wrong with the movie. I don't really see anything wrong with the movie.
I don't know, maybe they're seen as being too cartoony at times?
But it's a comic book film.
I know.
Yes.
Most of the things they didn't like was that they thought it was too absurd. And that it was too goody two-shoes. Those are the two main things they didn't like about it.
People think it's too goody two-shoes for Captain America to fight for America, I guess.
That's what he's
still running around. You still see him running around shooting people. What else do you want? I guess they figure he needs a bazooka instead.
I think the problem is, and
you see him pick a person up and throw him out of a plane.
Where he throws a guy into propeller planes and you see the body go psh.
Just that's goody two shoes to you?
I think where some of this stems from, and do correct me if I'm wrong in this train of thought. Maybe everyone wants comic book movies to be like The Dark Knight, like Batman, The Dark Knight.
But that's not who the character is.
Yeah, and I'm going to say you're wrong if you think every movie should be like Batman. Don't get me wrong, I love Batman, I love The Dark Knight, and
because
I can't wait for the sequel.
Because that's who he is.
That's what works for Batman. That's not gonna work for Captain America. I don't want to see Captain America be grim and like depressed and going, "Oh, we commit war crimes." No, that's stupid.
I mean, what? This isn't Red Sun Captain America.
This isn't grim and gritty Captain America. This is freaking Captain America. Yes, Morgan Delicious.
Oh, I just want to say that the love story was way better than usual comic book movies.
I liked it. I thought it was effective.
It's more realistic.
And I think that this is also going to play a part in the Avengers because Black Widow resembles
her,
the love interest in this movie. So that's probably going to somehow work that way into the Avengers. Like Black Widow and Captain America are probably going to hook up.
No. He belongs with Peggy.
She's like 100.
She's probably dead by now.
He still got to go for that date.
He missed it quite a while ago.
By 70 years.
Of course, so you have as always with these movies, you have the tie-in with the Avengers. But of course, after the movie is also really cool.
They show a preview for the Avengers.
Yeah, you actually get a hidden trailer for the Avengers, which
I never thought in a million years that this would have been part of the movie, that they had that much to show, which is fantastic. So
you can tell they're pushing right along with this. You see all the actors there all together. It's kind of a neat sight.
Backtracking just real quick, one thing I wanted to mention, the guy that plays Tony Stark's dad, I love that they included this character. He's
Howard Stark.
Howard Stark is so much fun to watch. I wish we just had a whole movie on him. And in a way, he kind of reminds me of like a Howard Hughes or a Walt Disney.
Yeah, he kind of looks like that.
Yeah, he has that look to him, and it's perfect. And he's also like kind of eccentric as well, so you can see where it gets it from.
So if this movie is anything to look forward to with the Avengers, I'm looking forward to a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we can look forward to the Justice League. Because, every director is going, no, my movie, no, I don't want you in it, no. I don't know how that's ever going to be made, with Wonder Woman 2 never happening.
Never happening. Yeah, well, that's a story for another time. Anyhow, Captain America, loved it. I wish it was going to make
I would love it.
a zillion more dollars. I think this ending point is probably going to be 100 to 150 million domestic, and I don't know how well internationals.
Well, to be fair, it did have to compete with Friends with Benefits
and Harry Potter. Yes, Morgan Licious.
They changed the name, didn't they, overseas?
Yeah, they did. They took away just Captain America and just named it the First Avenger. Although the movie itself is pretty America heavy, so I don't really see what the point of that was. And it's the name of the hero.
Yeah, it's who the character is.
It's not like they're gonna redub the whole movie where instead of saying Captain America, they just say First Avenger. You know, like censor out the A on the helmet and the star.
the American flag and everything.
You know, like make the shield gray instead.
All I'm gonna say is like I wish this movie was breaking box office records instead of like say fucking Harry Potter or Transformers.
Yeah,
especially Transformers. This is a million times better.
So you know our opinion. Go see it.
The one thing I wish was an X-Men is like a moment where we're like, it's the X-Men!
Comic book schlock.
Comic book schlock. We need more of it.
Anyway, so QB999.
Kingpin of Cinema.
And if you don't like it...
Okay.